All right, so it's May, June 2025. I changed the oil in January, but now it says I need new oil, and I've only actually driven it for 2 track events. So let's change the oil, but also I've started to learn that the FK8 has cooling problems. I'm not good enough yet to be such a good driver that I'm overheating. I bought a cooling tray, goes on the undersurface. So since I'm gonna change my oil today, I'm gonna also install that. So let's get it done. All right, engine's been on, so let's open that up. 0W20 is the recommended oil.
I removed the OEM tray with the standard Phillips and straight screwdrivers. The Honda oil plug is a 17mm bolt. Let's loosen it up.
That should be free. How long is this bolt? There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay, well.
New oil in January, and this has only been a few months. It's already black. I've only driven it a few miles, but it was all on the track, very high temperatures.
All right, so we're getting the last drops out of the drain plug, and there's my OEM. There's my Honda filter. Last time it was changed at the Honda dealer. It's interesting, gauging distance like upside down. It's actually not that straightforward, I'm realizing.
The good news is that the oil filter seemed only hand tight, and I was able to just hand tight loosen it. I don't actually have an oil filter wrench.
Oh boy, yeah, there's more. All right, I'm gonna use the dirty oil because I haven't even opened the new oil. I can't get my hands in there. I'm just wetting it. All right, I'm gonna get my crush washer. Where is the old crush washer? Oh, there it is. All right, it fell off. I'm gonna hand tighten this. There's a lot of oil in here. How tight does it have to be? Okay, that feels pretty tight. All right, well, change the oil filter, drain the oil. Now let's add 5 quarts here. Liquid moly. Wow. That's really clean compared to...
I want to thank Josh Buller. He's at Piazza Honda in Springfield. He's the one who recommended this oil.
You know, I'm having trouble reading the dipstick because it doesn't seem to, I don't know. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. It's supposed to be 5.7, so, and I spilled a little bit. All right, we'll save this.
Would you like to reset? Yes, reset oil.
I bought a cooling tray. This is the OEM tray we got here, and the new one. So let's compare the two. All right, let's use my Leatherman, open this guy up.
Now, I think you have to be a pretty good driver to overheat on track. I'm not yet there, but I've been looking at cooling mods, and this is complicated. The FK8, the FL5, there's a lot of different issues and a lot of different attempts to cool. This is the simplest bolt-on that requires virtually no effort, so I figured I would do it.
Here's the new one, WOT, and I got hardware. Let's match this guy up and see how it looks. Well, certainly the new one's beefier. It has a little bit of weight. And, oh, there's a much bigger cutout up front. Okay, that's a big difference. Actually, I don't know why the back of it looks so burnt. Let's compare the two.
When you look at the side that you'll see, the bottom, everything looks fine. Certainly you can see more openings, but on the back side you can see there's some burn marks, and I just assume this is from the cutting, and it doesn't matter, we're not going to see that side. So I contacted Jason Lewis, and he said those burn marks and cut marks are really just simply part of the plastic protection, and I should have peeled that all off. I'll do that later. There are 6 retaining clips you have to remove from the plastic and change. Switch them out. There are 8 new threaded bolts. They are 5mm hex size.
So you can see this part, and I'm just gonna slide it in to the plastic, and it'll serve as a threaded hole for installation of the cooling plate. Here's another one. Looks like the majority of the airflow comes in that center rectangular cutout, and now we got to install these, install this tray. So let's see how this goes. Let's get under here. Okay, I see. Let's just relax. Okay, does this? Does look like that? Yeah, it does look like there's a. I'm gonna use that here.
It's a fairly simple installation.
Washers to distribute the load. This cooling plate, I don't know how much it's gonna do, but
So I'm chasing this blue M2. I'm not good enough to overheat. This is an NJMP Lightning, where this is turn 7. So you're braking and then following the blue M2, we're gonna head into the light bulb. And I never had any cooling temp problems. I mean, I'm just not pushing the engine hard enough. I don't have a temperature gauge. I just looked at the stock gauge that you see on the dash, and never really hit anything. But the ambient temperature here is only 68 degrees. I didn't realize how powerful the M2 is compared to my vehicle. 475 versus 300. Now, getting a point buy is really fun. I have to stay. I don't know if he gave me a point buy, so I gotta wait. And this is HOD, hooked on driving, so you're allowed to give point buys with your blinker. And now we're back on the back straight, and I need to catch the M2 again. So going into 5th gear and then starting to brake. Let's see if I can catch her. Well, the good news is I never overheated.